has made an alarming comeback.
Cases involving meth have spiked over 1,000%.
Proving meth is still a major problem.
Meth is trending up, especially prevalent in middle-class neighborhoods.
More powerful, more plentiful.
Easy to find and so cheap.
If you want it, you can get it.
It's being called a new wave of crystal meth.
¿Qué tipo de drogas traficas tú?
Ice. A los gringos les gusta mucho el cristal.
A generation after U.S. government crackdown on labs and ingredients torpedoed the drug supply, meth is back with a vengeance.
I basically learned how to be a high-functioning addict.
We call it zombie land now because everybody's zombie the up.
I want to know who's making it, how it's being trafficked, and why it's become such a hot commodity again.
The military covering their faces, which is never good.
This is a journey to uncover the most prolific meth pipeline the world has ever seen.
The thing about this drug, she always wins in the end.
I think it's here. Yeah, I can hear somebody talking to. One of the reasons he picks this hotel is because there are no cameras. Hi. Hi, I'm Mariana. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
How many people are you expecting to come tonight? You have a phone full of messages?
Yes, tons of them.
50 messages?
Yeah, maybe more.
And everyone there, they're trying to buy drugs from you?
I dabble in a lot of different communities. The freaks come out at night.
This is Mike, a meth dealer from Austin. He tells me he's been dealing meth for more than 5 years. He doesn't like his clients knowing where he lives.
Hey, girl.
So he posts up at a hotel
What's up?
for what he refers to as a cattle call.
So who's coming up now?
Mr. Pink.
After some convincing, Mike allows us to watch as he conducts deals on a very busy Friday night.
So can I get what soju or the front?
You want some crystal meth?
Yes.
Okay. Come on, sit on that flat.
Shut up. Thank you.
So that covers that. I thought you owed me.
I owe you 100, so I owe you still 60.
It seems like every deal is interrupted by another call from another customer.
Thank you.
The last time meth was this popular, Mike was in elementary school.
It's called crank, crystal, or speed.
Federal officials say more than 12 million Americans have tried it.
Once you get that high, you just want more and more and more.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, a new type of drug epidemic began playing out on local news stations across the country.
This is the result of a meth lab exploding.
When they weren't killing themselves, amateur chemists were cooking meth from a toxic mix of household chemicals and over-the-counter cold medicine. It was a DIY phenomena that produced one of the most addictive drugs ever seen, and one of the best TV series ever made.
This is art, Mr. White.
Actually, it's just basic chemistry, but thank you, Jesse. I'm glad it's acceptable.
It was an epidemic that was devastating rural white America. Perhaps the most lasting images from those days were put together by a sheriff's deputy in Oregon. A series of before and after mugshots of users that became known simply as the faces of meth. But as I talked to some of Mike's clients in Austin, they surprise me.
I try to keep a together appearance. I don't look like somebody from pieces of meth.
And your mom?
I am.
Not in a million years would I think that you use meth.
Well, I appreciate that, I think, because I think there is a certain stigma that we're all like toothless and eating people when we don't sleep for 10 days. I have an education and I have a job.
You're a lawyer.
Yes.
I sell cards, actually.
You're able to function and hold a job?
Yes, for sure.
I was an interior designer in a very affluent part of town.
And you're able to work?
Yeah.
How often do you use meth?
All the time.
And why do you use it?
It's a habit. It's just what I do. It's not what I want to do, but it's just what I do.
The demographics of meth users may have changed, but the control the drug asserts over those users has not. It comes from the power of dopamine. Meth unleashes a concentrated high to the pleasure sensors of the brain, and explains why it's so easy for users of any backgrounds to become addicted.
How do you do it?
I inject it.
Is that a more dangerous way of doing it or more powerful?
It's more addictive, I would say.
It's not even a decision. It's like a loop you just can't get off of. You just reach for it. I've basically learned how to be a high-functioning addict.
Mike is an addict, too. When he's not dealing, he's often using. His relationship with meth has been a roller coaster.
I had 3 houses, 2 cars, and lost it all. Homeless in the streets 4 years.
Have you done time in prison?
I have 3 felonies.
For drugs?
Possession. If I catch another one, I'm gone. It's a life sentence. I made a promise to my mother that I would be here to take care of her, and I'm gonna keep that.
Mike and his clients are some of the new faces of meth. I want to understand why meth is making such a comeback and where it's all coming from.
All right, bring it in, guys. Look, phones.
So DEA SRT was execute a state search warrant. Subject 1, extremely lengthy rap sheet. He's our primary target. Secondary target has violence in his rap sheet also.
I'm with the special response team of the San Diego DEA as they are preparing for an early morning raid.
Any questions? Sorry, you have questions? All right, get up.
Launched in 2020, Operation Crystal Shield targets folks like Mike, traffickers and dealers across the country. At the peak of the last meth craze in 2006, the U.S. finally put stringent limits on the sales of cold medications containing ephedrine, the key ingredient in production. The supply chain quickly dried up and meth use plummeted, but the dip was short-lived.
SRT just made the northbound turn on Claremont.
You still get nervous, or
it's good to be a little nervous, because if you're not, then you're not safe.
Tonight in San Diego, the DEA is targeting the house of a suspected meth dealer with prior felonies.
This is it.
The information they have is that there's large quantities of drugs, including meth, also possibly guns, and we'll see what they can find now.
Police department search warrant. Follow the command.
So it's 3 total, right?
There's 3 total out, and there's at least 1 more on the inside. Maybe more.
A few hours later, they're ready to show me what they found.
So this is Bristol.
Crystal, right. It's a nice big shard right there.
It is. Are you guys finding a difference in the quality of the meth? Is it more powerful now?
It is. Most of the meth that we seized has over 90% purity, which is a lot different than it was 15, 20 years ago.
And if you were to guess, where is this coming from? Where did this bag come from?
Oh, from Mexico. Absolutely. I mean, it's just right here.
Last year, over 50,000 kilos of meth was seized in California on the southwest border. It's increasing every year.
Never worked with this guy before, and he just wants to make sure that we are, in fact, journalists.
To understand the origins of this wave of Mexican meth, I need to go meet its new suppliers.
What's up?
You want stuff here. Let's go over some rules, as usual.
Okay. Okay, you guys stay in the car?
I've reported from Sinaloa many times before.
Hola, ¿todo bien? ¿Cómo están? Soy Mariana.
I know this drill well.
Okay, entonces nosotros podemos ir cuando.
Aquí le voy a hablar al señor para que nos lleve ahí.
Entonces, aquí en este caso lo seguimos usted.
Sí, sí.
No one introduces themselves as cartel members, but I know exactly who I'm dealing with. The Sinaloa cartel runs the most ruthless narco-trafficking operation on the planet. They'll do just about anything to defend their smuggling routes. But their violent reputation hides another truth. The cartel knows how to spot a business opportunity. U.S. authorities may have torpedoed the domestic supply of meth during its last heyday in the 2000s, but they did little to stem the demand. That opened the door for organizations like the Sinaloa cartel.
I don't know if you went to the right or the left.
Right.
Got it. So we're entering cartel territory here, right?
Yes.
So we're following this guy who we've been told he's a lieutenant for the cartel, sort of a boss in the cartel. He's taking us to what they call a super meth lab around here. We're trying to keep up with him because he's in a hurry. He says we have to get there fast. If we get there. This is it, guys. We're here. Just a bunch of masked men waiting for us. This is it, guys. We're here.
After driving 2 hours deeper into the Sierra Madre Mountains, we arrive at a very remote location.
Hola. Hola, buenas. Soy Mariana. Podemos entrar entonces a algunas reglas, algunas cosas. Tenemos las cámaras en el carro. ¿Podemos decir para salir? ¿Pueden venir las cámaras? ¿Todo bien? Okay. We can go, guys. Okay, gracias. Their walkie-talkies are really loud. La información que tienen los walkie-talkies es de alrededor.
Acabamos de llegar porque tenemos permiso de dejarla llegar.
So they knew, essentially, since we entered the Sierra Madre, this area here, that we were here, that without permission, there's no way we would even gotten this close. Lejos para llegar aquí, ¿eh?
Sí. Por el gobierno.
¿Eso qué es? ¿Agua?
Sí, todo para agua.
Oh, wow. So you see these pipes? This is water pipes, they say, for the lab. And you see how they are trying to hide them with grass here? Oh my God. This is it. Wow. This is much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
After a long hike, we arrive at a massive meth production site, what the Sinaloa cartel calls a super lab.
Impresionante, ¿eh? Grande. Hola. ¿Aquí qué es?
Decimos que cosa de plomo.
Lead. Pero plomo es muy peligroso, ¿no? Para la salud también.
Sí, por eso.
Plomo, sí.
La galleta.
Galleta, which is what they call cookie, is a mix of other chemicals.
Cianuro, sosa, alcohol.
Cyanide, lime, alcohol, and then they put the fire on, it starts heating. The smell is so strong, de todo. El olor.
Make no mistake about it, the booming popularity of meth in the U.S. goes hand in hand with the boom in production here. Labs like this are cooking meth on an industrial scale. A generation ago, American-made meth was only about 60% pure. The cartels have increased the purity to above 90%.
Just showing you the accuracy. This is what the level that they want, and it's spot on.
And yet, cooking the drug is still as crude and dangerous as ever.
So you can see just how rudimentary this all is. The fire coming underneath here, there's a really strong smell of gas. There's a thing going round and round. This is all made by hand, and you just have the feeling that this can go wrong really fast. Que la última vez que estuve en un laboratorio de metanfetamina, ahí hacían con las pills, con las pastillas.
Oye, no, eso ya no.
So, entonces no tiene que hacer como los químicos, prequímicos que vienen de China y así.
No.
¿Y eso cómo se llama eso?
Eso se llama P2P.
Okay. So instead of having to buy and wait for the precursor chemicals to come from China, they're actually making it all right here.
It's finally happening. The cartel's drug producers are becoming self-reliant. Only 2 years ago, I was off the coast of Mazatlan watching cartel members fish barrels of Chinese-made chemicals out of the water. Now, they are free of Asian suppliers and shipping timelines, and making the chemicals themselves. That means more meth at a faster rate.
So this is the final step in the whole process. So this is the crystal that forms crystal meth. So it's starting to boil and the crystal is starting to form at the top. ¿El proceso todo cuánto tiempo para que se forme el hielo?
Y no, sí vamos a tener hielo mañana.
¿Y cómo lo aprendiste?
Viendo.
Consumo ahorita, es más demanda de cristal ahorita.
Sí, hay mucha gente que lo consume. Y hay muchos laboratorios en todo Sinaloa. Sintética de tromboto a la chiva. Más fama, pues.
¿Y por qué lo haces?
Como tengo que trabajar.
Dios, no hay otras cosas que puedes hacer aquí en vez de hacer un producto ilegal.
No, pues sí, pero pues aquí pagan bien.
Sí, aquí ustedes no tienen miedo de los militares, de la policía, que te vean.
No.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué no tienen miedo de ellos?
Porque agarran mordidas.
Agarran mordidas.
Sí.
Corruptos.
Sí.
Ustedes le pagan.
I want to understand how meth produced in the superlab makes it to America, so I reach out to my cartel contact to see the next link in the supply chain.
The military.
But on the way out of the area, our cars are surrounded.
There's another one coming. They're covering their faces, which is never good.
I'm in Sinaloa, tracking the supply chain of America's latest drug wave. We just left a crew of well-armed, masked men cooking insane amounts of crystal meth, when our cars are surrounded by a different crew of well-armed, masked men.
The military.
The Mexican military.
There's another one coming. They're covering their faces, which is never good. They blocked us, behind us, and in front of us, trucks. You just never know what exactly their goal is while this intimidation. ¿De nosotros?
Sí.
¿Por qué?
Es que tenemos que hacer un informe también de lo...
¿De lo qué?
As the military swarms us, they refuse to give us a specific reason as to why we're being detained.
They're saying they want us out of the car, they want to take photos of us and do an investigation. ¡Hay problema! Estamos haciendo un documental.
No. Permite revisar el vehículo nada más.
Sí, cómo no. We want to check the car, guys. We were essentially surrounded by military. They're searching our cars right now. Definitely not a pleasant experience because they're coming up at us with guns and they're asking us all sorts of questions, asking why we're there, what we're filming.
They're saying that they don't want you to film this.
Ah, okay, so they're telling us not to film. We have to put cameras down, guys.
As they search our vehicles, a senior officer demands that our local producer explain where we've been and where we're going. Ultimately, they find no reason to keep us, and they let us go.
I mean, that was not a good situation to be in. It is a lot of armed men. But, you know, corruption is rife in Mexico, so you never know who exactly they're working for, if it's the government or the cartel themselves.
In Mexico, it's hard to know where allegiances lie. The billions of dollars cartels make running drugs to the U.S. have perverted the rule of law, corrupting government and law enforcement at nearly every level. We were allowed to continue our journey north, but it was a good reminder to never let our guard down.
Okay, so we're still in narco territory. And we're heading to a stash house where they say that they have crystal meth that has been packed up, or they're packing it up right now. I'm unsure, but that's going to be shipped to the U.S. tomorrow. Problem is it's getting night here, which is never when you want to be in this part of the world.
Here to the left.
Here it is. We're here. Hola. Ah, ok. Todo eso es cristal.
Sí, todo.
¿Verdad?
De verdad.
Oh my God. Holy, I cannot believe it. Wow. So all this is crystal meth that came from the lab. Entonces no es cristal, es con polvo.
Se llama arroz, aquí le llamamos arroz.
Arroz.
Ya se cuaja y ahí ya lo sacan en las chiquitas y ya das cuenta que ya quedó la libra con el se les pega de todos modos. Pero de todos modos esto también se hace pasar por un producto que según es fertilizante como para la uva y eso.
Entonces va en tipo barrotes de fertilizante o cajas.
Sí, en costales así como así, das cuenta. Yo le pongo una tanda y arriba le acá ahí.
Showing, okay, so imagine this is fertilizer, these are the drugs, you just cover it all with real fertilizer. So if you're searching the car, you're not going to search each individual piece. So they have these 4 bags and they have more bags inside. Come on, see this, he's saying. Oh, so el baño. So it's hidden in the bathroom, I guess. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. ¿Es todo del mismo laboratorio?
Todo es del mismo laboratorio. Los 10 días salen más. Y aquí tú ya junto y aquí ya le haces la salida. Y los desafíos a la camioneta, me empezaron.
And they just throw it in the truck like this, he's saying, just easily. You don't even have to try to hide it very much. Y todo eso va para Estados Unidos, ¿no?
Sí, todo para Estados Unidos.
Todo, nada se queda acá.
Todo se queda para allá.
Y por semana, más o menos, ¿cuántos envían ustedes? ¿Se imaginan?
Una media tonelada.
Half a ton of drugs.
Let's just do the math on that. My sources tell me that 1 pound of meth in Mexico goes for $200, but that price jumps to $650 once it crosses the border, and up to $1,500 per pound once it reaches a big city like Los Angeles. So if they're moving half a metric ton to LA every week, roughly 1,100 pounds, they're making more than $1.4 million in profit every shipment.
I don't think I've ever seen just the enormous amount of drugs that were there tonight. And they don't even try to hide it. Handing over the drugs to us, and we're all talking openly about it. And then to find out that half a ton of meth is shipped out of here, that is insane.
America's latest wave of crystal meth is big business in cartel land. Still, I want to understand how the Sinaloa cartel is moving so much ice across the highly secured US border each week, and how American dealers like Mike get their hands on that supply.
Hey, any news?
We got information that you're going to be meeting a biker. He's smuggling drugs across the border. He's crossing now, so we got to hurry up.
Okay. Any other rules? Anything we need to know about beforehand?
Well, they're going to tell us where they want to meet. It's for their security and for ours.
Okay, bye. So it looks like it's on.
I'm in the border town of Calexico to see how Mexican cartels smuggle meth into the biggest illegal drug market in the world, the United States of America.
We're here.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Okay, there's not much to it. We just wait now.
Hey, Mariana, the biker should arrive to your spot any minute now.
Okay, so he's coming right to our car?
Yes.
Okay, so it's him. Hola.
Good.
¿Cómo estás? Soy Mariana.
The trafficker tells me to call him Ricardo. He's an American citizen from East LA.
¿Qué tipo de drogas traficas tú?
Ice.
Crystal meth. ¿La tienes ahorita también?
Sí. Le puedo mostrar una parte, lo demás está muy escondido.
That's crystal meth. Nice.
The drugs are wrapped with duct tape and plastic. They're called huevos, or eggs, and each one is packed tightly with crystal meth.
¿Cuántos kilos están aquí?
Aquí son aproximadamente como 2 libras.
2 libras, 2 pounds.
Turns out there are 12 huevos hidden throughout the bike, totaling 24 pounds of meth, a street value of $36,000 in Los Angeles.
¿Para dónde vas?
Ahorita voy directamente por Los Ángeles.
¿Tú haces parte de algún cártel?
No, yo solo lo transporto yo.
Entonces, ¿de las drogas vienen de dónde?
Mexicali.
Pero es de un cártel que te las da, ¿no?
Sí, yo nomás la transporto.
¿Solo eso?
Sí, acá en la moto y llévate.
Ricardo is one of thousands in a decentralized network of freelance smugglers utilized by the cartel. It's an army of ants who avoid seizures by funneling smaller packages of meth in cars and motorcycles, maximizing efficiency and minimizing risk, with drivers who have less direct ties to the cartels themselves.
Es tu patrono.
Just like that, we're interrupted by Ricardo's boss, who needs him to proceed with his route.
His boss is calling. Okay.
Sí, ya voy para allá.
Okay, he really has to go.
This meth pipeline is part of a drug trafficking empire that brings in an estimated $30 billion in revenue a year. That's more than Fortune 500 companies like Visa or Starbucks. And like any good business, the cartels are never satisfied. That's how I find myself parked on an LA street, awaiting a sketchy meetup with a cartel operative working on a new initiative.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Are these the people we've met before?
I have never met these people. They got this connection through the Sinaloa cartel.
Do you trust these people?
I don't know. What they told me is do not film when we are on the way to the location. If you do and we learn that you did, we're gonna kill your contact.
They actually said that?
Yes, Marianita, they did say that. This guy to get killed just because we filmed something.
Okay, so no, absolutely no filming on the way to the location, wherever that location is.
No, please do not.
Okay, you guys heard that? Okay, I think this is it. So we're parking about 2 blocks from the actual location. They've asked us to park away. And also, they told us to bring all the gas masks because apparently it's super toxic. Okay? Do this.
Raking in billions a year, the cartels have seen their meth profits soar thanks to their endless pursuit of cheaper and quicker ways to reach American users. I walk a few blocks to meet a new cartel contact who calls himself Pablo.
Hey.
Hello.
And I honestly have no idea what to expect.
Please put your mask on. They did already, and it smells like chemicals really bad, and it's really strong. All the chemicals that we're using are very, very dangerous. You gotta be careful what you're touching.
Before you arrive?
Yes, I was cooking. I have something here, but I don't want to touch it because it's still cooking. This is what you call a shake and bake. Because in case police coming, shake it. We don't do another one.
I know 2 years ago you could find shake and bake all around the country. And then they cracked down on Sudafed, so the production of meth went to Mexico. But now it's back here?
Boom, it's here.
And your boss is a big boss in the Sinaloa cartel?
I go directly to my boss in Sinaloa cartel.
And he gives you the orders?
He gives me the order. That's why you guys got the okay, the access to come here.
That's right. According to Pablo, the same shake and bake labs that once dotted the American landscape are making a comeback. But this time, they're funded and run by Mexican cartels.
So what's mind-blowing to me is that it looks to me almost like I'm in a school lab. So what do we have here?
We got the gas, we got the battery acid.
You also use Sudafed?
We have the liquid sulfate because we crush up the pills.
Pablo tells me that while getting Sudafed is hard, the cartel has channels to source ingredients from pharmaceutical companies.
How different is this from the meth that's coming from Mexico?
Let's say they were doing 60 pills. So I'm using 500 pills. More pills we crush up, the more stronger it is.
Oh, wow. Do you think the drugs are just going to get stronger and stronger? Right?
Yes, they are.
By making it here, you don't have to cross the border. You can just make it.
Exactly.
Pablo explains that the cartel is experimenting with this direct-to-consumer model, which lowers production costs, eliminates the risk and cost of transport, and cuts out mules and middlemen.
We can't say exactly where we are, but we're in the middle of the city.
We're in the middle of the city.
And we have these all around the city.
We have 5 that are getting built right now we speak, and around the corner we have at least 8.
Wow, in operation?
Yes.
Profits are already soaring. Just from the network of labs run by Pablo in LA, he tells me he's making $12 million every year for his bosses in Sinaloa.
We call it zombie land now, because everybody's zombie the kind of using crystal meth.
Does it bother you that there are people out there dying from the stuff you make?
Yes, it does bother me, but I gotta live one way or another. I grew up in this. I come from Sinaloa. This is all I know, and you know, it's hard.
As the cartel's producers in Mexico and within the US pump out more and purer crystal meth, their strategy to hook more users is working.
328 people died by overdosing on drugs here in Arizona last year.
Methamphetamine is back on the rise in Ohio.
More people are now dying from meth overdoses than heroin across Colorado. Right here on the streets of San Francisco.
Omaha is caught in the crosshairs.
On the rise in San Diego.
That means more customers for the cartels.
The US is now home to an estimated 1 million meth addicts, an epidemic that's killing thousands of people a year. I wonder how Mike, the dealer I met in Austin, feels about his role in such a deadly epidemic. So I reach back out, and I ask if he's still planning to come to LA for business.
So as if my life couldn't get any more crazier. It was just today.
His reply is the first in a series of nearly incoherent video texts.
There's someone always watching you. And every time, every minute, every day, every hour, week, every month, every year, the rest of your life.
I ask where he is, but it's not totally clear from his next text.
Here I am, still with no ID, wondering how am I gonna make happen.
Mike tells me he's on his way to meet me, but then I get this.
I'm literally on my last dime. So now, what to do?
It's like I'm watching him unravel.
Don't smoke meth. Really take us somewhere, girls. Or should take you absolutely nowhere.
Finally, he tells me he's in San Diego. And then, the line suddenly goes dark. What I thought was simply the last link in the meth supply chain, the street-level dealer, is actually a window into the raging epidemic itself. Mike's disappearance is evidence of the very dark places where meth addiction leads, reminding me of something one of his clients told me back in Austin.
I've been really lucky in a lot of ways. I've never been arrested. I've never stolen anything from anybody. I haven't had to sell my body. I've all these things that I've seen a lot of really smart and really good people do, just because that's what this drug pushes you to do. It is not easy. And mom guilt is very real, and pressure is very real there. I mean, that's just what also comes with meth, right? Guilt and shame and pressure. Mm-hmm.
Three days later, I get a message that Mike has made it to LA. He wants to meet at his motel. I have a hunch things are about to get messy.
Can we cut real quick? No, I'm just starting to like hyperventilate.
Okay, so Mike, what are we doing here?
We are actually fulfilling orders that were sent to me through my clientele.
After several days of radio silence, Mike resurfaces in Los Angeles and invites me to his motel room.
Where is my stuff? What happened to that other baggie that I had?
He seems scattered from the start.
Yeah, I am. I get really on nerve, and so I need something to kind of calm me down. It's like, I gotta be high on something every day.
After taking the edge off, Mike agrees to show me how he ships the meth he buys wholesale in Calexico to clients across the country.
You're gonna put the drugs inside the lunchboxes?
Yes. So in the case of point at which they get x-rayed, it's gonna be harder to see what's inside. And because it sounds like the puzzle.
It seems the sheer availability of pure Mexican meth has been a huge part of the drug's resurgence. It's a cheap high, and for a country with a massive addiction problem, that's irresistible, in spite of meth's ugly reputation.
It's more of a taboo because of the stigma behind it.
So why did you let us film with you?
Just because it's not what people think it is. Some of the greatest people that I know use it. Some of the most smartest people that I know use it. If you look at the community as a whole, there's a lot of people that use it in different ways. Can we cut real quick?
Yeah.
No, I'm just starting to like hyperventilate.
Do you want water?
It's a profitable business, but not an easy one for a hardcore user like Mike. And the more time I spend with him, the more I witness the messy reality of his addiction.
Yeah, I'm a hot mess. And it's not getting easier. And I think it's just from the long-term usage of it.
You're getting a call from your mom.
It's okay.
You're not answering?
She wants answers to things that I don't have the answers to right now, so...
Does she know where you are?
Yeah.
Does she know what you're doing?
Yeah. She doesn't like getting news with my family. You know, they're worried about me because it's not about the drug usage, but it's more about if anything happens to me.
How scared are you of going to prison?
It's on my mind every day, considering how I have 3 felonies. If anything happens to these packages, it's bye-bye birdie.
I ask Mike about his first experience with meth. He points to a lunchbox that's headed to Key West.
He's the one that got me involved in all this to begin with. He's my ex-boyfriend. He's the one that tried to keep me away from it, and I just came running towards it. He warned me, he really did.
Does he use it as well?
Yeah, he does.
Is he addicted to meth as well?
Well, I would assume so.
Mike tells me that, like a lot of users, his experience with meth is tied to a hard-partying social scene. In fact, that's why he loves coming to Los Angeles. That night, Mike heads to West Hollywood, the epicenter of gay life in Los Angeles, and fertile grounds for new clients.
How do you sell? Would you go out and look for clients?
One of the biggest ways I made my money was through social media. And the gay community's been like Grindr, Scruff, Adam for Adam, BBRT. These are all avenues for men to meet other men and hook up. And that's where I come in.
Mike can go to any city in the country and within minutes find customers. For gay men looking to hook up and get high, these apps give dealers like Mike an edge. And it's in these gay communities where Mike's personal and business interests converge.
A lot of people, though. Wow.
Yeah, unless it's within a mile radius.
Are you getting requests right now?
Yeah, I get people at the hotel waiting for me.
Waiting for you to sell them meth?
No,
For you to have sex?
Maybe both, who knows? That's all I do all day. It's try to have fun on the side and then go back to work. Now, there's a secret language online. There's a chance that this guy could smoke because of the T, it's capital.
And so T stands for Tina.
Yes, but there's a lot of things that stand for Tina. Anything like a teacup or time for tea, your clock in a little teacup. And you can also do diamonds. And then there's party and play.
Which means what?
Smoke meth and have sex.
Mike tells me sex on meth is almost better than the drug itself.
For a lot of people, it makes them ferociously horny, and then it becomes that sex is always going to be associated with a certain substance. 80% of all my clientele are either before they're going to PNP or during. When I was on here the other night, every freaking guy that hit me up, like, are you partying? I can't even leave a city block without being bombarded by either requests or people that want PNP.
I've never seen a drug epidemic through the lens of a dating app. But there it is, the new faces of meth, courtesy of a seemingly endless stream of online profiles looking to party.
Why do you think meth is so prevalent in the gay community?
It's larger than the gay community, yes it is, but it doesn't symbol the gay community as a whole. It's a one niche in the gay community, and if you want to see it, log on from 2 to 6 in the morning.
Right.
But you, excuse me, My cognitivity is starting to go out the window. I'll start with one subject, and I'll nod out real quick and can start a whole completely different one. It's because my brain's starting to just spark. It's getting tired. I need to go sit down.
It's your mom again. You have to call her at some point.
Yeah. Hola, guapas. I'm still working right now.
Did you find out anything?
I'll be home tomorrow.
You don't even have your plane ticket. How can you tell me that?
I don't know.
I don't want you to tell me something that's not gonna happen.
Okay, I love you. I gotta go, Mom. I gotta go.
No, you need to tell me.
I don't know, Mom, please.
You always say, Mom, please, but you never get back with me.
Mom, please, I will talk to you.
When?
Mom, I need to get off the phone.
Okay, love you. Bye.
She's so worried about you.
Yeah, I'm tired. I am completely and utterly exhausted. I am gonna leave this car now.
Stay safe. Call your mom back. Bye, Mike. It's sad. It's sad, especially to see his mom calling him, you know, so worried about him and wondering when he's gonna go back home. And she knows full well what he's doing here, too. So as a mother myself, that moment really got to me. He says he wants to quit. He says that in a few months, that's his plan. But as he knows full well himself, it's a really hard drug to quit. He's tried it a few times and he hasn't been successful at it, but we'll see what happens this time.
The current meth epidemic is many things to many people. For a handful of cartel bosses, it's a windfall. For thousands of people who depend on the meth pipeline to make their living, it's a paycheck. And for millions of addicts and their families, it's a curse.
What are you going to be cooking?
Macaroni.
A few weeks later, back in Austin, Mike is cooking dinner with his mom.
Where are your pot holders? Oh, there's your colander, too. You're going to need it.
But she's worried about him, and the conversation quickly turned serious.
Do you believe you have a serious addiction?
Who doesn't have an addiction? Who doesn't have an addiction to something? Mine just seems to be with crystal meth. And a lot of other things.
The money.
The money, the interaction.
You know, have you ever thought to yourself, am I hurting people out there?
I don't have a gun to their head. I'm not selling to anyone that hasn't previously used. I don't think moralistically there's anything wrong with what I'm doing.
In my experience, dealers and users always find a way to justify what they're doing. And all too often, it's Mom who pays the price.
I still have hope. One day you're going to put this behind you. I have hope.
Mom, I can't tell you the future because it's not ready yet.
No, I'm not asking you to tell me your future.
I don't know. My goal is just to live longer than you.
Are you waiting on someone?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna step out for a second. I have to meet my buddy outside.